Miss Ellie here with Squeak. I'm ready to read Rhoda's Rock Hunt. As you guys might remember, I love rocks. And I read the other day, Everybody Needs a Rock. And I'm wondering if you found a rock. And if not, maybe you will after this book. You ready? Ready, Squeak? Here we go. Rhoda's Rock Hunt by Molly Beth Griffin. All the rocks. Where are they? Are they in the city? No. Are they in the mountains? Maybe. They're definitely going for a walk in the woods, aren't they? When Rhoda's auntie, June, and Uncle Jonah took her on a long, long hike from their up north cabin, her shower was a bucket of cold lake water. Brrr. Her dinner was salami and cheese. And her bed was a skinny little pad and a ratty sleeping bag. But she didn't mind. Have you ever been camping? Have you ever slept in a tent or a sleeping bag? It's fun. She didn't mind because of the rocks. Rhoda loved rocks. Smooth rocks and bumpy rocks, and sparkly rocks and stripy rocks, and rock shapes like hearts and hats and horns. All right, Auntie June said. But you have to carry them in your pack. So she's collecting all those rocks, but she's going to have to carry them. Are rocks heavy or light? If they're small, let's see, I have a rock right here. Here's a rock. This one's not too heavy. I could carry this one. But what if I had a lot of them? Let's see. I've got another one. Let's see. Oh, it's getting a little heavier. Let's see if I have one. Oh, it's getting a little heavier. Oh, that's getting heavy. I don't know if I want to carry all those rocks. But Rhoda loves rocks. They were moving camp every day and had to carry everything in a big, heavy, bulky packs. Rhoda's pack was smaller, but she was in charge of hauling it through the woods and over streams and to the big lake all by herself. She was in charge of her pack. One day, they hiked through a beautiful birch forest with rustling leaves and bird songs overhead. Rhoda found jagged rocks and bumpy rocks in that forest, and one with tiny, sparkly bits that glinted in the dappled sunlight. Oh, she's excited. And these are birch trees. You can tell birch trees because they're like white. Their trunks are white with black stripes on them. Into her pack they all went. Oof, oof, oof. And Rhoda trudged on, wiping sweat off her forehead. Whew! Look like someone needs a bucket shower, Uncle Jonah joked. Rhoda didn't laugh. The next day they crossed a rushing stream with whispering water all around and dragonflies whizzing past. Rhoda found lots of smooth, round rocks in that stream, and one with a curve that fit into her palm just right. Oh! Into her pack they all went. Oof! 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 And Rhoda waded on, slumping under the weight and her tummy grumbling. Sounds like someone needs more salami, Aunt June joked. Rhoda didn't laugh. That night, Rhoda hardly slept at all. Uh-oh, look at Rhoda's face. Can you see? How is she feeling? She's not sleeping. Yeah, I think she's worried about something, or upset or sad. What could it be? A pine cone poked through that skinny little pad, and her ratty sleeping bag was damp and stinky. She wasn't comfortable. So she was tired and dirty and hungry on the last day of their trip. And crabby, too. Oh, dear. She does look crabby. You ever feel crabby? Me too. Until they arrived at the big lake. Oh, it's beautiful. Waves crashed on the shore and gulls called overhead. The water stretched out to the horizon, and the beach was covered with millions and billions of rocks. Oh my gosh, Rhoda's going to be in heaven. How's she feeling now? Can you see? Oh, she's got a big smile. Rhoda ran her hands all over those sun-warmed treasures. She found red ones and blue ones and stripy ones, and then she looked harder and found tiny banded ones that glowed the color of sunsets. Whoa! Into her pocket they all went. Oh, she's gotten a lot of rocks now. How does Rhoda look like she's feeling? Yeah, I think so too. Time to go, Uncle Jonah called. It's not far now, said Auntie June. At the end of this one last hike, the cabin, a real shower, hot meal, and a soft bed. We just gotta get to the cabin. Rhoda jumped up and grabbed her pack and hoisted, but nothing happened. She pulled and pushed and panted. Oof, oof, ah! But the pack wouldn't budge. Why won't the pack budge? Why can't she push it or pull it? It's too heavy. Why is it too heavy? Yeah, she collected so many rocks. Uh-oh. Help! She cried. But her auntie's arms were full and her uncle was all loaded up. This pack was Rhoda's to carry, and it was full of rocks. Uh-oh. She couldn't leave her treasures. She tried loading up her pockets, but the weight just made her shorts sag, and she couldn't hike like that. She thought about staying on that beach forever, but Auntie June and Uncle Jonah were waiting. And besides, Rhoda really needed a shower and dinner and bed. She loved her rocks, all of her beautiful rocks. But she couldn't keep them all. She had to let some go. So she took them out one at a time and stacked them on a table-like slab down by the water. Rhoda worked with the weight of each rock, with the curves and bumps and bulges of each rock, until all those forest rocks and river rocks and big lake rocks balanced in perfect towers. She made incredible towers. Do you know what those are called? Let's find out. Well, almost all of the rocks. Can you see which ones she kept? Back into her pockets went the one glinting forest rock, the one palm-snuggling river rock, and a small handful of tiny glowing agates from the big lake. But then she smiled at her rock cairns. That's the word for a rock tower, is a cairn. The towers of souvenirs she was leaving behind, those made her smile. Finally, she slung her pack onto her back and followed Auntie June and Uncle Jonah all the way to their cozy cabin, where a hot shower and a delicious dinner and a soft, soft bed were waiting just for Rhoda. And a sun-warmed windowsill was waiting just for her very best rocks. Phew! Rhoda loves her rocks. I'm wondering if you can find a bunch of rocks and make some cairns yourself. You know, a cairn up in the White Mountains, or mountains where it's rocky, that don't have trees on the top, they will mark the trail with cairns. So you look for a tower of rocks, and once you see it, you know you're on the right trail. And then when you get to that one, you look to see if you can see the next tower of rocks. So maybe one day this spring, while you're outside playing and you find a lot of rocks, you could make towers along the trail. It takes patience, though, to balance the rocks just right so they don't fall off or tip over. These happen to be a bunch of river rocks, so they're nice and flat and easy to stack. Go make a cairn.